We have some breaking news that many of you guys have been waiting to hear, and that is the Philippines is to reopen for fully vaxxed foreign tourists on the 10th of February. Now, this is official and it's very recent. So, again, this is very exciting news for a lot of you guys who have been waiting to get over to the Philippines to see your girlfriend or your wives. And what's even better, as we'll see in this article I'm about to go through, is that there is no green, yellow, and red lists any longer. And if you're fully vaccinated, you'll need a PCR test 2 days prior to flying to the Philippines. And it needs to be negative, of course. And what's even better for you guys, there will be no quarantine. Yes, that's right. No quarantine. I know many of you guys had lost a lot of hope or interest in the Philippines because of what happened back in December when they announced the reopening. Then the next day or so, they changed their mind. But this is happening. And in fact, about a month ago, I actually did a video saying why the Philippines will reopen soon to foreign tourists. And in that video, I said it wasn't going to be 6 months, it's going to be more like 2 to 3 months maximum. And it's proved that what I've said there is right. Now, I'm not one of these people who want to go around saying I'm right, but this time I was right. And there were some people there who were telling me I was crazy or it would never happen. Some were saying it won't open till 2023 or even later. Guys here like John Bush, hi and thanks for your opinion. However, looking back at when the Philippines tried to open last December, they used a confusing green, yellow, and red list countries with visa free. Well, that's gone now, John. There is no red, yellow, and green lists. Not many green list countries were visa free. Going by that, in my opinion, 2023 for the reopening of the Philippines. Sam Cleaver said, we can hope. The opening may be influenced by politics as well. And Sam's not the only one that think that. I heard that from many people saying it wasn't going to open until after the elections. Well, not so. We had plenty of people saying, I hope you're right, mate. I hope you're right, and so on. This one here, only 5 hours ago, says, you were right. Absolutely, I was right. And the reason I was able to come to this opinion was because I look for information that is factual rather than based on fear or on slanted views of certain people trying to achieve their own objectives. And with Dr. Campbell's channel, you get exactly what you need to see the truth around this whole thing. And from there, it becomes easy to work it out. And David Bradshaw, who's from Australia, thinks that the Philippines will open, but Australia will close until 2047. Well, I don't think so, David. I think we'll be open very shortly ourselves. Kevin Welsh said, soon we'll see if your prediction was right or wrong. Well, we've just seen that, Kevin. Now, as we jump back to the article and we see it says the Philippines will start accepting fully vaccinated foreign leisure travelers from visa-free countries beginning February 10, Department of Tourism Secretary Bernadette Romola Puyat said. So visa-free countries, there's over 150 of those countries, including the US, Australia, Canada, the UK, and many, many more. So most of you guys watching this will most likely be from one of those visa-free countries. Puyat made the announcement on Friday, January 28th, after the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases approved the department's proposal to reopen the country's borders for international travellers. The tourism chief welcomed the IATF's decision, adding that this positive development will further help in the revival of the country's economy and tourism industries amid the coronavirus disease pandemic. So certainly it's going to help a lot of people in the Philippines who have really been struggling to earn an income. The IATF had approved last year the reopening of the country to fully vaccinated tourists from green list countries and was supposed to have taken effect on the 1st of December 2021 in time for the holiday season. However, it was temporarily suspended amid threats of the Omicron variant. Based on the guidelines of the IATF, qualified leisure travellers will no longer be required to undergo quarantine starting February 10, as long as they're able to present a negative result of an RT-PCR test taken 48 hours before arrival. Now, there could be one problem with that, depending on how quickly they can process those PCR tests. Is 2 days going to be enough to get it back before you travel? That's a question. I can't answer that. So let's hope that they can. According to the IATF, leisure travellers from visa-free countries will be allowed to enter the country provided that their passports are valid for 6 months at the time of arrival and they possess outbound tickets to the country of the next origin or country of destination. So yes, if your passports have been sitting in your drawer for some time, make sure that when you arrive that you've got at least 6 months on your passport. And if you're looking for a throwaway ticket, so to speak, then I've got a link in the description and pinned comment below for a great place that's rather inexpensive to get the throwaway tickets. Leisure visitors must also carry proof of vaccination that are recognised by the IATF, such as vaccination certificates issued by the World Health Organization or the Department of Health's VaxCert Philippines. So I think most vaccination certificates issued by various governments will be accepted. So down here it says, in a separate interview over the week, Puyat assured the country's tourism workers are already prepared to welcome foreign tourists, as many of them are now getting their booster shots. The department already started rolling out booster shots for fully vaccinated workers in the tourism industry as added protection against the recent spike of COVID-19 cases in the country. And by the way, my understanding is if you're not vaccinated, then unfortunately you won't be able to get into the Philippines at this time. That could change down the track, but right now, if you're a foreign tourist and you're not vaccinated, I believe you won't be able to get into the Philippines. So that's really exciting news, and I'm very happy for all you guys out there who have been waiting patiently to get into the Philippines, especially after what happened in December. I know many of you really lost a lot of hope, and we can only hope that things don't go south again this time. But there's really no reason for it to go south. As I said in that video that I did a month back, Omicron variant is a game changer. And had Delta still been around, then Philippines wouldn't be opening for a long, long time. But they're clearly starting to see the data and they're reacting as such, knowing that, yes, it is highly transmissible, but it's certainly nowhere near as severe as what the Delta was. So they're acting accordingly now, which is great to see, because my fear was that they might take some time, many months to do this, which of course really would have been a crazy thing to do, because anyone who looks at the statistics going on around the world sees exactly what the Omicron variant is and isn't. So guys, be sure to let me know in the comments below if and when you plan to go to the Philippines, or are you still going to be a little bit more cautious and maybe wait a few months or even 6 months or 12 months before you go over there? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.